Okay guys, let's get started on phase 3 of this project. First of all, I want to show you how you're going to be earning your points for this phase, all right? We are going to be turning your circles that you drew in the last phase into spheres. So we're going to be creating the illusion of form. And to do that, you're going to need to show me by your drawing that your light source is shining directly on the center of each one of the spheres, okay? That means that the lightest part of your sphere is in the center front of each sphere. All right, that's going to be worth 2 points in phase 3. The other 3 points that you're going to be earning in this phase is going to be in the following way. I'm going to need to see a smooth transition of value on your spheres. That means the value going from dark to light is a very gradual transition. It's not stripy with hard edges to each value. And you're going to need to give me at least 3 values on every sphere, okay? So let's repeat that. The first 2 points is that you're going to need to show me that the light source is shining directly in the center of each of the spheres, all right? That means that's where the lightest value is. And the last 3 points for phase 3 is for giving me a smooth transition of values on each sphere, and you need to give me at least 3 values on each sphere. The darkest one will be around the edges because it's furthest away from the viewer, and the lightest value will be in the center because that's where the light source is shining. All right, so how are we going to do that? I started here already. I'm only going to do 2 in this demo, and it's going to be important that you watch both demonstrations here. All right, first I'm going to start with this one, and then I'm going to do this one. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is locate my materials. Okay, I'm going to take the side of my pencil, and I'm going to very, very lightly, I'm going to barely even make any marks here. Put the lightest possible value. Then I'm going to take my blending tortillon, okay? I'm going to use the side of this, not the point, and I'm not going to grind the pencil into the paper. I'm going to very softly blend it. The reason I had to make such a light value with my pencil is because, as I've said in previous videos, for some reason when we use this, even if it's a clean one, it makes the graphite darker, all right? And this value right here is going to end up being my lightest value because the center, okay, the center of the sphere is going to end up with no other value on it, just this value, all right? Now, right now, I see that I need to kind of clean up my edges from yesterday, just a little bit, because I'm going to end up cleaning those up when I draw, and I can always clean them up a little more later. All right, so that's my lightest value, and you're going to start with your lightest value each time you do a sphere, okay? You're going to start by adding a very little bit of pencil, and then you blend it. You will only use this tool in the first step of each sphere. I'm going to put this away now, okay? I do not want you to overblend. Now I'm going to go around all the way around this sphere and add my next darkest value. And I'm going to bring it all the way in, like a little more than halfway in, probably. Maybe more than that, maybe 3/4 of the way in. And I'm going to not touch that center area. You can see that I'm not making much of a difference yet, am I? And that's exactly the way it should go. So now I have, if you look very, very hard, I have 2 values. And you can see that I'm using crisscrossy strokes, so that's very soft transition. You can barely notice the transition, and that's kind of a good thing. Now I'm going to start at the outer edge of my sphere again. Always start where you want it to be the darkest, and then bring your value towards the lightest area. Now it looks like I'm outlining, but I'm softly using like little microscopic cross-hatching. And notice that I'm using the side of my pencil so that I don't make really sharp lines that are hard to blend. Feel free to turn your paper, your sketchbook, in any way that you need to make your drawing easier for you. So I'm not bringing this up quite as far as my last layer of value because I want to be able to see every layer. Okay. And yes, this sphere is a little bit weird and saggy, but I think it's going to be okay. So if you have that problem, please don't worry. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3 values. I'm going to put 4 values. You may find you need more values. And if you do, please make sure that you honor your drawing and the work that you've done so far by adding as many values as you need to, going away from the light source to make your drawing look good, to make your spheres seem like they're three-dimensional. You see now I'm using the tip of my pencil because the value, this darker value, has to be much skinnier as it gets towards the outer edge of the sphere. So the cross-hatching has to be much teenier. Okay, and now I'm going to erase those extra lines. Okay. If I really wanted to, I could even put a 5th value in and do like the sliveriest sliver all the way around. And at this point, I'm almost really just outlining. But be careful that that outline just doesn't become something that we just constantly want to look at. Make sure it still blends. Make sure your previous value is dark enough that this slivery sliver of an outline will still blend. All right. All right. I think I might like that one better than the other ones. Okay, so now this one here, I probably won't finish, but I'm going to start for you. And then I'll finish the rest of them before tomorrow's demo. When you have one that goes off the page, you have to concentrate and make sure you're making your value go in the right places, okay? Once again, even though this is a bigger one, I'm still only using the side of my blending tortillon. And this is a curved object that we're drawing, so I'm not trying to shade it in a straight way because that, you know, wouldn't make it look very round. You can use this in a cross-hatching manner. That would make sense. We're not trying to blend away your pencil strokes. You're still going to be able to see them. We're just trying to spread the graphite around in between your pencil strokes so that there's no actual completely white paper showing, especially on these big ones. That's why cross-hatching might be a good thing. So we're not trying to make your pencil strokes disappear by using this tool. We're just trying to spread the graphite around in between the pencil strokes, which helps blend. Okay, so that's my lightest value. I'm going to start adding my darker values, always starting around the outside. And I'm not just going to make that super dark and then try to make it, you know, blend by adding values in between, because I think that can be a problem. Your cross-hatching will be a little bit bigger on this one, not crazy big. If you get lazy and impatient, you're going to realize how hard it is to blend huge cross-hatching, so please don't do that. I started to do that a minute ago and I wish I hadn't, because I've done this video now like a couple of times because I made a mistake. Okay. All right, so now I've got 1 value and 2 values. I'm only going to add 1 more value in this video, but I think I'm going to probably end up adding like a lot of values to this one because it's so big and I want it to look good when I'm done. So right now I'm adding a third value, and remember you have to have at least 3 values to get your points, and they need to be in a smooth transition, so no hard lines between your values. Gradual value. So I'm just going in millions and millions of directions here. And I'm turning this so that I can do that in a way that is more comfortable for me. And I can erase anything that goes outside my frame later. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm still using the side of my pencil, or the sort of side tip in this case. So I've got 1, 2, 3 values. I'm not blending with my finger. Do not do that. You'll ruin your drawing, and I'll be able to tell. I'll be able to tell just by the way it's blended. Okay. I actually am going to add another value. Here's a 4th value. Oopsie. When you blend with your fingers, oftentimes you can see the stop and stop marks where you do that, because you don't think that your fingers have oil on them when they're really dry, but they do. And it'll ruin your drawing. You can't erase that. All right, so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 values, and I feel like I need to blend better in between here. It's not really very good. So I'm going to blend this better so it doesn't look so stripy after I turn the camera off, and I'm going to say good luck to you guys, and happy cross hatching and drawing.